Ever miss out on your dream home because of the wrong agent? It happens, and it's avoidable. The key, you got to ask the right questions before hiring a buyer's agent. Today, I'm going to give you the 10 most important questions to ask so you can find the right fit, avoid costly mistakes, and get the home you've been dreaming of. All right, we are not messing around. The number one question, are you a realtor? 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 Real estate agent? I don't know, they're different somehow.
What are you, some kind of real estate agent?
Oh, he's a realtor. There is a difference somehow.
Not all agents are realtors, which means they may not follow the same code of ethics, and who you're dealing with and their ethics really matters when you're buying a house. I've seen this peace of mind make a real difference for clients, so make sure you are working with a realtor. Number two, what services do you offer? Now, agents may offer many types of services, such as finding you homes that meet your criteria, accompanying you to showings, sharing their analysis of the market and available properties, also negotiating on your behalf, and many more. So some agents are going to go above and beyond. They're going to help you with inspections, negotiations. They can even help you with service referrals if you need to make repairs on the house. Make sure you're clear on what's included when you're using that agent. Number three, how familiar are you with this market? Now, your agent must be licensed where you're buying a home. That's kind of a bare minimum, but they should also have the market knowledge to help you successfully find a home where you are searching. Local knowledge isn't just a bonus, it's critical. And as someone who's grown up in the Cincinnati, Northern Kentucky area, I've lived here now for over 35 years. This is one of my favorite things to do, especially people who are moving to the area, is help them understand, hey, what is this area all about? What's going on with the trends? Having that local market knowledge is essential to making sure my clients get the best deal. Question number four that you should ask is, how do you communicate? Now, every buyer has different communication preferences. That could be texting, that could be phone calls, that could be email. Make sure your agent is in sync with how you like to communicate. So a good agent is going to be willing to adapt to your communication preferences. Just make sure you ask about that on the front end. All right, question number five, can you provide references? If they say no, you should probably run. But talking to past clients is one of the best ways to gauge an agent's effectiveness. Online reviews are a great indicator, and you should take some time to read what people are saying about that agent, but it's also a really good sign if the agent is happy to provide references. If they're hesitant to give you references, that might be a sign that, I don't know, they don't do a lot of business or their clients aren't that happy with them. You know, really important stat is that over 50% of the agents in a local market have only done 1 or 0 deals in the last year. So along with the references, make sure you ask, hey, how many deals did you do in the last year? That's a little bit of a bonus question to ask. Question number 6, how do you handle multiple clients? Now, a busy agent isn't necessarily a bad thing. In fact, it's probably a good thing because more people want to work with them, but you want to know how they're going to manage your needs and are they going to be there for you when you need them. Now, a challenge here, if you're working with an individual agent, is that they have to be all things to all of their clients. They have to do the showings, and they have to do the contracts, and they have to do all the transaction to close work, and they have to do all the marketing. They have to do all the administrative work. And I was there when I first got started as an agent, but then I grew a team. So what you might want to check out is this agent part of a team or do they lead a team? Now, I started as an individual agent, but now I've built a team where there are different roles and people can specialize in those roles. And when you're working with an agent who's on a team, there's a much greater chance that they're going to be there for you when you need them to be. Okay, question number 7. What's your fee structure and how do I pay you? What are my options for that? Really important question. So most agents earn their paycheck through a commission, but it's important to know exactly how they get paid and if there are any extra fees. Agent compensation is fully negotiable and it can take many forms, such as a flat fee, a percentage of the purchase price, or even an hourly fee. Now, I don't see that a whole lot, but it can be done that way. There's a new law that's come out that's required every buyer to sign a written buyer agreement, and that's going to contain the amount of compensation you agree on with your agent. Now, in addition, you can also ask the seller to pay your broker's compensation as part of your purchase offer, or in cases where a seller offers a concession, you may be able to use the funds to pay your broker for the value and services they provided for you. Now, I will say just here locally, since these changes have gone into effect with needing a buyer-broker agreement. Now, this is pretty new, so I kind of want to break this down and talk about it a little bit further before moving on. These buyer agreements are new. You're agreeing to pay your agent up front, and you're writing that down ahead of time. And in the case with our team, we've kept our compensation the same as before these buyer agreements rolled out. We get paid 3% on a sale when the deal closes. That's been a pretty standard norm here in the Cincinnati and Northern Kentucky area for 50 plus years. And I would say in 90 to 95% of the transactions that have taken place since this agreement has gone into place, place, it's still happening where the seller is mostly paying that 3% for the buyer's agent. Now, what's important for you to know is even though you're signing this agreement on the front end, you don't have to offer on a house or you don't have to go through with a contract if the seller is not willing to pay that commission for your agent. But it's also important for you to know that if you have to have that house, let's say you've agreed with 3% with your agent and the seller's only willing to pay, let's say 2% or 2.5%, you are on the hook to pay that additional 0.5% or 1%. Now, you don't necessarily have to buy that house if the seller's not going to pay the commission for your agent, but that is the way most of these agreements read is, hey, you're on the hook to pay what you've agreed to with your agent on the front end. All right, moving on. Number 8, how do you help with offers and negotiations? Now, a good negotiator can be the difference between winning or losing your dream home, and a strong negotiator can save you thousands of dollars both on the purchase price and in negotiating repairs for the home. Now, if you're financing a home, it might not feel like that big of a deal on the front end, but I'm telling you, when you go to sell that house later and you're like, man, I'm really glad my agent helped me negotiate this price down, because that's just dollars in your pocket when you go to sell the home. Now, I will say, of all the things I get to do as a real estate agent, this is probably one of my most favorite parts of the job, because I really do love helping buyers get that winning offer and save additional money during the negotiation process. All right, question number 9, what will actually be included in our written buyer agreement? So once you're working with your agent and before you tour a home together, your agent is going to be required to enter to a written buyer agreement with you that outlines the services the agent will provide you and what they will be paid for those services. As a reminder, these agreements are fully negotiable. They shouldn't be that scary. It basically just lays out, hey, do you want to hire me as your agent? Do you like me? Do you like my reviews? Do you think I'm competent? And it lays out, yes, I want to hire you. I actually think it's a really good thing to have these in place now. I think it's better than what we were doing before, which you might be just kind of free willy working with any kind of real estate agent. No, it's better to spend that time up front, kind of vet the agent. The agent can also vet the client, say, hey, do we want to work together? And if so, then you're going to go into that written buyer agreement together, say, this is the scope of the terms. This is what I'm going to do for you. These are your responsibilities. Great. Let's do it. Let's sign it and let's go forward. And that leads us to question number 10, which is what happens if I'm unhappy with your service? Now that I've signed this written agreement, what can I actually do? So let's say it's just not going great with your agent. Maybe you picked the wrong one. You want to know if you can part ways without hassle if the relationship isn't working out. So for me personally, I always tell my clients, look, if you're unhappy with my services and I'm not doing a good job for you, and you tell me and I still can't fix the issue, I will gladly let you out of the agreement. I'm going to rip it up. Now, after years of doing this, I would much rather work with clients who are happy, who enjoy working with our team, than to try to force an issue with unhappy client. It's just nobody wins in that situation. So if it's not working out, at least for my team, we rip up the agreement. All right, guys, there is your top 10 questions to ask before hiring a buyer's agent. Now, choosing the right agent means asking the right questions. I've seen firsthand in my years of doing this how this preparation does pay off for both buyers and agents, to be quite honest, whether it's landing the perfect home or just avoiding those hidden pitfalls. Now, do you have more questions about hiring the perfect agent? Feel free to drop them in the comments below. I read all the comments on this YouTube channel, and I would love to help you guys. And if you are looking to buy in Cincinnati or Northern Kentucky, book a consultation with me today. It's free. You can email me at info@teamsztanyo.com or call or text 513-813-6293. And of course, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join the Sztanyo Clanyo today and get more insider real estate tips. Thank you guys so much for watching. Who Day, and I will see you in the next one.